Hello, adventurers, and welcome to Roll for Bluff, our ongoing podcast where we discuss our Bards and Noble Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I'm your host, Sam, and I play Calamine on the show. To my right, we have Tristan, who plays Soren Thunderfist, and to my left, we have Brandon, who is our ever-wonderful Dungeon Master. They'll be joining me tonight as my co-hosts as well as my NPCs.
Hey.
And...
Do you have wares to sell?
No.
Okay.
But she has where if you have coin.
And they'll be helping me out tonight as we go over our latest episode of Roll Call, which is Golem Gauntlet.
Bum, bum, bum.
Where we last left off the previous episode is we had some explosions happen
Explosion.
all over town.
What an explosive finale we had.
It was...
Yeah.
And now an explosive start.
Oh boy. We are definitely off to an explosive start.
I mean, now that you went through that session, how did you guys feel coming back to this session and being bombarded?
It wasn't so bad.
No?
No. I thought it would have been worse.
I mean, you had evasion, so...
Right.
A single javelin takes them out.
I mean, they weren't hard to take out,
But they explode.
But they exploded, but, when you're a rogue...
And you have evasion whenever you want.
Dex is your, bread and butter. It's really not
it's
that
kind of like when you're playing a first-person shooter and you hit a red barrel. If you're too close to it, you get
Right.
So yeah, that was everyone.
Yeah. Those are your enemies. Oh, no!
But, overall, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
So, we started out, Leon and I were trying to make our way back to the tavern to rendezvous with Liren. As Sorn and Kikyo were running out to the encampment to try to see what was going on out there. And as we were heading back, Cal turned to Leon and was like, hey, can you try to read one of these guys' minds? Just to kind of see, what exactly they were targeting, where they were coming from,
High ambitions, good thoughts.
Yeah, I just had an idea there, and it just didn't pan out. But
You chased after, and you weren't fast enough, and you couldn't keep up with them, and then they just broke off and just exploded as they were going to.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Took out a guard post.
Yeah. Things happen.
Oh, boy.
There'll be more guard posts. Don't worry. So then after that...
You made your way back to Liren, and then you guys walked out of the...
We were trying to walk out of the tavern.
And then a group of them were like, hey. Well, one walked into the tavern and was like, hello, and exploded. After seeing you, and exploded. And you're like, well, that happened.
Right.
And then you walk outside and you go, man, it'd be terrible if there were more. And wouldn't you know?
There was more.
There was more.
But wait, there's more!
And they saw you and were like, fire off a flare into the sky so everyone know. And then you, the martyr that you are,
cast thaumaturgy and tried to get them to follow me. Because I'm like, we're in a city where people could get hurt.
That was the nicest thing you could have done.
And I did not want that flare to attract... I figured the flare was to attract more to that location.
Yes.
That has been my guess.
You are correct.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a sweet party signature.
Right. I thought it might be like a little, something special. Like, oh, hey, it's you. Whatever. So I tried to lure them out of the city while Leon and Liren... kind of hung back and took some out. So that was kind of helpful.
You guys had a pretty good exchange. Yeah. Some things were like, I'm going to hit them, and they explode. And you're like, oh, yeah, they explode.
Right.
Well, that's right. That's what they do.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they do that.
You also saw a group head towards the Coliseum before, and you were like, nope, not going there. We got bigger issues.
Yeah, we just ignored that. Yeah.
And then as we were being chased out, you took out the group. You used part of your new warlock spells, and you were like, yes!
Right.
You need some arms of
Eldritch
Adar, some
Blast.
tentacles to come out, and Eldritch Blast, and you were just... See, do you like the flavor I gave your Eldritch Blast? Most of the time Eldritch Blast just purple.
Yeah, I thought the yellow and purple was pretty neato. I was like, oh, sweet.
I like to give it a
we're
little
the
bit
Vikings.
of pizzazz.
No, we're not the Vikings.
We're from Minnesota.
From Minnesota.
Yeah. So yeah, you shoot your... any warlock, depending on their patron, would have a different color Eldritch Blast. Because it's supposed to be drawn from your patron, so...
Right.
I feel like that makes it better than just purple black blast.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Pee from your hand.
Gross. Way to put it like that. So you made it to the gateway, and one was still chasing you, and you made it through the gate. You're like, "Don't drop it!" And the guard was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
To which he saw the gate was closing, was like, "I'm just gonna blow a hole open."
I mean,
I'm just gonna blow up now.
I'd kind of thought about afterwards. I was like, well, if he shuts the gate, I mean, he could be keeping more out, but he's also like closing a bunch in. So I guess it didn't really matter. But it made it easy for me to get out of there.
For you to be like, "Haha, later, losers."
Yeah.
And then Voltorb used to self-destruct.
And then you got out there and you saw something that I haven't introduced in the campaign yet.
Yeah, it was an
airship.
Airship, which was fun.
And it dropped off a payload.
Yeah, and back over where Sorn was.
Yeah,
too.
we were running through the town, saw a couple of them, threw javelins, blew them up, got out of town, got to the camp settlement. We're like, "Is everybody okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're fine."
After you took out two on the way.
There's like I said, we just run into them and just keep.
You were just throwing. You're probably almost out of javelins. You got like what, 2 left, 3 left?
I think I have like 3 or 4.
You're almost out of javelins.
Yeah.
I don't use them very
Also
often.
acid arrows.
Yeah. Ooh, good. Man.
Wesley.
I'm trying to keep track.
But yeah, they were like, "Everybody okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're fine. Why do you ask?" Oh.
And
that's not good.
from the airship dropped airships, one over where Soren was and one over where I was. Dropped 2 nice little friendly, happy, small, not at all intimidating golems.
They're like that big times 2,000 maybe.
Right, that's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. No, exponentially.
And what kind of golems were they?
So they were golems of my own design. They were clockwork rock, but the rock were the rocks that were formed with were still like cooling off like magma rocks. So the clockwork was containing them and using their essence and giving it magic to sustain them to exist, and also be able to superheat up and explode.
Nice. Nice.
Because, I mean, Mephistopheles is kind of like a lord of fire.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's on brand.
It's on Brandon.
So it wound up being Sorn pretty much by himself against one golem, and then
everyone
Cal,
else,
Liren, and Leon against the other one, which went pretty well.
Kind of.
I mean, Sorn spent a good majority of his time trying to push the golem.
Yeah, I mean, that was the only thing Sorn could think of. He was like, if I'm fighting this thing by myself, it was just like the pattern of like, if this thing is coming from the same group, it probably will explode.
Smart assumption.
Yeah.
Well, it was one of those things like he started fighting it and it just didn't care. It was like, yeah, sure, go ahead, keep hitting me, big guy. It's like, wait a minute, those other things blew up when I killed it. This is a bigger explosion, isn't it? I'm gonna try and get you at least out of town.
Which I think was smart to a point, because I felt like you had gotten it like to the edge of the encampment, and then I was like, okay, now start whacking it. And you're like, no, I'm gonna try it a bunch more.
It's exactly what I was thinking too. I was like, when's he gonna hit it? Because right now, oof.
My concern, this is thinking as Sorn rather than me. Sorn's like, this thing's huge. I don't know the radius of the explosion.
You are lucky you rolled high strength.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't, that thing would have rolled over and exploded again. Like done another heat wave in the camp, catching more things on fire.
Yeah.
You got so lucky because that was a match that you should not have done it well in.
Yeah, you got quite a few nat 20s.
Yeah.
Which was super helpful. But
yeah. Imagine if you didn't. If you those nat 20 stopped it from rolling around and it would have been like...
Yeah, I think it was just one of those things where Sorn keeps saying it has a certain radius of just the heat. It was like, if it explodes, it's got to go past that ring of that.
Yep, it does.
So Sorn's just like, all right, keep trying to get it at least further out of town, or at least...
And you were taking a bunch of damage.
I was taking... It was chipping away at the health. It was a bunch of, like, sixers.
Man, if only... it's a good thing your barbarian rage doesn't stop from elemental damage.
No, it doesn't.
Man,
not
so
Toad
nice.
with the bear.
So while Sorn was trying to push this thing out of town, on the other end, Cal and Liren and Leon were kind of like pinking away at it with some.
You guys were smart in your spreading
long
out.
range, yeah. I mean, I didn't take hardly any damage for the entirety of it because I was
you did the rogue thing.
Pretty good range.
And you went back.
I think at some point I did forget to use my sneak attack once Liren had gotten close.
Oh, you did. You all did.
It's okay.
The entire table forgot certain abilities today.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh.
It's okay.
Neat.
It's okay. We weren't alone. You forgot a thing or two.
I forgot to do some fire damage.
So we're all forgetful today. But that being said, we did pretty well. Leon and Liren took a few hits because they were closer, and then when we finally knocked it out, Liren took more of the explosion, obviously, because your dex is not as good as us rogues.
And it did I called it the meteor shower.
Yeah.
So it exploded and then like the chunks of magma fell down, but you guys all rolled high enough dex.
Get out of the way!
And it was outside of town. If it was inside town, that would have just up.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, they are city busters. They're siege machines.
Yeah, I figured as much when they come dropping out of the sky. I was like, oh, that thing, try get in city. We stop. Okay. So after that, the three of us started trying to book it over the encampment because we knew, because I had messaged me like, where are you, Sword? We just had to deal with this big thing. And he's like, I had to deal with this big thing too.
Like, I'm still dealing with the big thing by myself.
Everyone was like, maybe we should go.
Yeah, so the three of us started booking it over to you. Where you were still fighting it, it had managed to push its way back into the encampment.
And I was pushing it back out.
He was pushing it back out.
Still taking damage.
As we got there, we saw Jeroen and Devin fighting with a group of them.
Of the regular explodey dudes, not the golems.
Regular.
There was not a group of golems, because, by God.
Just regular explodey dudes. So Leon was like, Cal, you should go help them. Liren and I will help Sorn. So we kind of branched off and did it that way.
And you didn't even warn them.
To be fair, Cal's never used that spell before.
And you didn't even warn them.
So I cast Toll the Dead for the first time, which did really well. But because there was, 10 of them, it only took one of them to explode to set the other 9 off.
Jeroen and Devin were being very smart in what they were doing. I mean, you literally ran over there and was like, there was not enough time for you to like assess what was going on, but they were hitting and throwing. They were doing like, hit, hoodah, hit, hoodah.
Gotcha.
So they were using an action to hit and an action to throw.
But in my defense, I mean, that was, one hit killed 10 of them. Oh, the power!
And as Gimli was that only counts as one. You only technically killed one. They killed themselves.
Still.
Yeah, you did, and then they got mad at you.
Yeah, they did.
They were like,
Whatever.
who the hell?
They didn't know it was you right away, though.
Anyway, they didn't know it was me because I was like, it's Sword. So then afterwards, you three were, still going up against the golem, and then
I took it down.
you took it down with that nice little, like, underhanded uppercut.
It was after it used its super finishing move.
Yeah.
The meteor smash.
Power.
Yeah.
Detroit smash.
Yeah, it was it. You're so lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit that Stone's Endurance and
Yeah.
saved yourself.
So then they exploded, and the Stone's Endurance absorbed all the damage.
Yeah.
Nice call.
I
was saving it. I was saving
they had-
Stone's Endurance.
At so many turns, they increased the damage.
Yeah.
So there was enough turns where it ticked up. Because he would let it just get hotter. Like, you guys were technically slowing it whenever you guys hit with the ice and anything else.
Yeah.
You're
And that's
slowing
what I kind of had figured because I'm like, oh, fire creature. Not gonna hit it with fire.
After Liren was like, I'm going to try.
I was like, Liren was like, scorching rain. I was like,
You're like, you're 1 of 1.
And then Zeke was like, Sacred Flame. And it's like, hold on, the word flame isn't that.
That's radiant damage, though.
I know,
Yeah.
but still,
Liren
you hear
rolled a
Sacred
1.
Flame, and you're like, no.
That instantly would have ticked it up.
yeah. Well, and the other thing I was like, water, ice, fire, water, and ice. Fire, water, and ice.
Hey.
Water, and ice.
The heat of the moment. You're just like, kill it.
Right. Anyway, I mean, we got them both down. which was good. I mean, the camp was destroyed, the town was destroyed, but hey, overall, mission semi-accomplished.
They're not Humbleton destroyed.
Right, they're just Dramik destroyed.
They're just riggedy wrecked.
They're wrecked.
They're riggedy,
but they can
wrecked.
rebuild.
Yes. So after that, everybody sort of like...
We saved the maps!
Assesses the situation. Yeah, short little guy saved the maps.
Which is useful.
It's useful. We got our maps.
Finally, now the table has maps.
Yeah,
Yay,
finally,
maps.
now that somebody has gone off their lazy butt and finished making them.
Why are you saying that like I'm...
Because it was me.
why are you saying that like I gave you the map?
I didn't do anything.
Because it was me.
I just provide the materials half the time.
If you guys want, comment, and I will give the map that we have. I'll scan it and share it with you guys if you guys want. But if you guys don't want it, I'm not going to do it. There's no point.
I'll do it for funsies.
Instagram.
At some point, Cal wound up going over to Devin and Jeroen, and Cal was like trying to be
welcome.
like, oh no, actually, intentionally, Cal was like, oh hey, I see that I clearly hurt you guys with that explosion that I caused. Let me help you. And then they got all mad, and then Cal was like, Cal was basically like, well, I guess you guys can suck it.
I mean, it's kind of like if someone like spits on you and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, let me wipe that off." It's like you still got spat.
See,
on.
but I don't think what they understand is that Cal didn't do it intentionally.
Well, yes.
There's no, it wasn't that Cal spat on them. It's that Cal spat at something and it got on them accidentally.
Well, that still would make someone
that
mad.
That was the difference. I'm just saying.
I don't think spit's the right analogy. This is like
okay, fine.
Shit too
hot,
hard.
fiery, explosive spit. Okay, like dragon's breath spit. Okay.
And it just happened to get on your part, your friends.
I'm just accident. Okay.
And Jeroen, the calmest, most cool, collected guy in the group,
he's not.
Would easily be like, "Ah, I understand, and I'm grateful that you came and apologized to me. I will let this transgression slide."
No.
Hi-ya!
No, he punched me. And to which that I was like, well, if your dumbass wouldn't have been standing right next to Mr. Explodey Man in the first place, then you wouldn't have gotten hurt. But you're too stupid to figure that out because Cal is not very nice.
Except the fact that now that you know what they were doing.
I mean, now in hindsight, sure, but they've never. I mean, they didn't say like, we had it. They didn't say like, oh, well, we had a plan.
Did you give them a chance?
No, I took out the bad guys.
Did you give them a chance to explain their plan? No, and that's their fault. And I walked away.
So yeah, Cal sort of walked off all hot and like.
And Devin and Jeroen were like, "What just happened?"
I mean, honestly, I was trying to be nice because I did feel bad that they had gotten hurt. But then when they started getting all like pissy with me and Jeroen hit me, I was like, fine, I'm not going to be nice, whatever. And I walked away.
Later. So yeah, after that, the group kind of convened a bit. Devin and Jeroen were like, so where's that stuff getting here? Is it showing up? And that's when the group was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we had to go back and get the stuff. So Leon and Cal left and went and got the stuff.
I mean, Leon was kind of like he went back and forth so many times.
I know.
It's great.
Well, I think we're all a little wary of traveling alone at this point. So, I mean, some of us more than others.
I have instilled fear in you.
Well, I mean, don't split the party.
You do.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
So yeah, Leon and Cal went back. While that was happening,
I guess Gromtag came up, healed, gave Leon a potion. Yeah. Soren was talking to Dad and was like, "Cal mine, how mine." Good old dad jokes.
Yeah.
Good time. A little bit of bonding.
Yeah.
As people came over and talked to you, Devin kind of was like, so, Cal. And you were just like, she doesn't like anyone. And Devin was like, don't think you're picking up when I'm putting down, but I see what you're saying. Moving on. Someone was just like, no, she doesn't like anyone.
So does Cal like me? I don't think she likes anyone, really. Not what I'm talking about.
The loading was stuck in a spin. It wasn't loading.
Buffering.
It just didn't activate. You guys made it to Wesley's, and he was behind a barrier.
Yeah.
A magic circle.
Yeah.
That stopped people from coming inside.
Yeah. I was like, oh, magic. So I called out to him.
And he was like, what do you want? Oh, okay.
So I was like, can I have that stuff that I asked for, please?
Yeah, hold on. And then Zolto came out. Good old Zolto.
Yeah, good old Zolto.
Zolto.
He went out and got his floating carriage with some invisible friends.
Do I want to know?
No, I'm not telling you what it is. You'll find out eventually.
Okay, fine.
They're invisible friends.
Fair enough.
Not going to metagame that right now.
They're giant centipedes.
You'll find out sooner or later.
Okay.
And you made your way back and you saw that there was a bunch of bag of holdings, but you were like, "What's all? This cannot be all of our stuff."
Yeah. I mean, Cal's not rich. He wouldn't know what a bag of holding is.
Right. Oh, it's a rogue's best friend though.
I know.
And I took this and I put it in here. And I took this
and
and I
I
put it in here.
Oh, look! I'm gonna take this giant thing. Oh, it fits too.
It's funny because you almost have like a journal of holding.
I mean, of holding faces.
Yep.
Womp womp, gross. I say gross like I didn't make it, but I made it.
I know, right? It's your fault.
Journal of holding horrors.
So you make your way back. On the way back, though, you have a few hiccups.
Yeah, fortunately, Zolto, our boy, has our back.
He did not want to use spells. If you can't tell, he's very lazy.
Yeah, no, I can
I
tell.
can't figure that out at all.
I
So
can
he's
tell.
making him do extra work. He was like, ugh.
I mean...
So yeah, he cast shield and he cast magic missile because you guys,
Yeah, we sort of
womp
do
womp
great on that.
womp. It's okay though. He was willing to do it.
That's
So just
fine.
remember.
Zolto will remember this.
So you make your way out, drop off the stuff.
Leon.
Just opens a bag and just
And idiot.
What's in the bag?
filled the capacity. Just springs open.
Just stuff everywhere.
Zolto sets it up, opens it up. The mountain of just piles up of all the different armors of everything you need, and he leaves.
Yeah.
He nopes out of there.
Yeah.
There's
I don't blame
us.
him.
Going to Selbin.
I'd nope out of there too if I could.
Everyone gets their stuff together, and then Francesca discusses. And she came up and was like, "Hey, so what's going on? Like, what are we doing? We've got about 3 hours until we're getting ready to leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's packed up.
Mm-hmm.
You guys agree? Before or soon after, in time, space continuum, timey-wimey, spacey things, you had interacted with Kikyo. It's important to note.
Oh, just like briefly. Just like,
Soren touched a girl.
That's good. It's important to note. It's for posterity.
On this date of July 26, 2019.
He passed by Kikyo and kind of like, just like, you know.
He touched her, like a pat on the shoulder, like
shit real, dog.
she was like, "Oh, thank God, you're alive."
Last I saw, you were fighting a giant blowing up golem.
So after that, there's some time to kill. Devin goes, "Hey, you want anything?" Specifically asking Cal, and kind of was just being polite to everyone else.
Yeah, Cal wanted alcohol.
Ooh, big shock.
Yeah.
Totally outside of her character.
Yep.
Totally.
Didn't see coming.
Never guessed.
And then Sorn.
He wanted to go back and say goodbye to Galdine.
Good thing. Good thing. So, and you also, took Leon. So Leon
offered the cup.
Yeah.
It's more like we forced Leon.
Leon's going. Leon was like, "Okay, guess I'm going now."
Ever got really suspicious of Devin? It was like...
No, I wasn't suspicious of Devin.
Leon was suspicious of Devin.
I didn't want you to go alone.
So,
Leon was like, "Devin's being awfully helpful. I don't trust this."
No, Cal's not an idiot.
Just like, it's Devin.
Devin has a goal. So
That goal is Cal.
you all leave. You make your way through town. There's, fire, death, a lot of smog, the usual. You all make Constitution saves, and
Mostly.
Leon fails.
Mostly succeeded, though.
What?
I said most of the group succeeded.
Yeah,
Though.
well,
2/3.
2 out of 3.
Yeah, not bad.
Gaining a point of exhaustion because it is pretty much like inhospitable, like
Yeah.
fumes and stuff. You made your way to the Colosseum.
Yep.
Which was
On fire.
also on fire.
Yay, fire.
The
It'd be
huge.
like that sometimes.
The huge. You lifted your way in, pretty much. And go ahead, lead us through this.
There was blood all over the place.
Everywhere.
So he got. Someone was like, "All right, let's get to the office real fast, because that's probably where he's going to be." We all kind of rush up to the office. The door is missing. There's blood all over the place, and there's Galdine slumped over his desk. We're like, "Oh snap! You alive?" Move him back. He's missing an arm, missing an eye, and we're like, "How crap? Are you alive?" And he's alive, but he's in rough shape. So
You
he's like, "All right, open up."
opened up his dragon-born maw and just poured it in.
And which kind of helped.
Still unconscious.
Leon was ready there with his lantern, like, "I can help with my lantern." Which is it's just a funny sight in my head. It's like, "Hey, I can help." And he's just like, "That's a lantern, bro. I need to put that down. It's not dark."
Wait, no, come on, man. It's the one thing.
So then when we scooted him back to carry him out, that's when we found out that there was 3 children underneath the desk. Alive, terrified, but okay.
You make for the best, like, horrified children. Mother.
Do I?
Yeah.
It calls back to real reality.
It's a natural response for me.
You're just too good at it.
Just play the horror game, and it's just like, yep, that's how the kids.
That's me.
Yep.
And we find out that Galdine took out 15 of the explodey guys, and the last one crawled out the window and then blew up the side of the building, but Galdine used his body to essentially save the kids.
And you call me the martyr. He's a martyr.
Swords.
Why are you saying like a bad thing?
I'm just saying he incapacitated himself. Like, if they had kept coming, like, they would have killed the kids anyway, because he was unconscious and not able to protect them. There's no thought there.
He did what he could.
Yeah, I mean,
Sick.
it's Soren and Galdine do it too.
I know.
Like, oh, what do I do? I'll just try
Self-sacrifice.
I'll just try and push the big explodey thing out of town for a little bit.
No big deal. So yeah, you took the kids.
Yes.
You left with them. You did your best to like, it's okay.
It's okay, kids.
Leon showed his tattoos, and the kids were like, "Shiny, give me your hand."
Devin punched a hole in the wall to get us out.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
It's already on fire.
The goal, I think, was to... I mean, the kids know who Soren is because of the status. Leon is new because he's not... like
He's all glowy.
Yeah, but so he's all glowy and Devin's punching holes in walls. The goal was to make the kids feel safer by being like, "Look, you guys are with some really strong guys."
And Devin was like, "Join the police force, then you can do this."
Leon was like, "And drink your milk."
Stay away from drugs.
Stay away from true guys. What's the reverse? Taffy.
Just that Laffy Taffy.
Oof. Oof.
Oh boy.
But then you found
Their parents, which was a dwarf and a human, and we're like, "So, do you guys know of any clerics so we can get Galdine some help there?" And the dwarf looks up and goes, "That's me."
Wouldn't you
How
know
convenient.
when I rolled these random characters that one was a level 1 cleric.
Oh, Jesus. No wonder he was like, "I can't really do a whole lot."
Exactly. One was just a regular NPC wife, and the other one was a level 1 cleric.
Well, I mean, fortunately, our good buddy Leon has his own personal cleric living in his hand.
Which is
Well,
an odd statement.
Yes, we'll say living in his hand.
Right, living in his hand. That's how I imagine.
Nowhere
it,
else.
Is that she's just living like in
It's not
she's got,
literally
like, his little house
through his
like,
whole
in
body.
there.
She's not infused herself into a soul at this point or anything.
Right.
No,
So yeah,
not at all.
The point is that Leon tried to contact Shalik, rolled a nat 20, so he sure as heck got to contact with her. It was like, "Hey, can you help me help him?"
And she was like, "I can't grow back arms or eyes.
He's like,
I cannot do that through you."
Leon's like, "That's cool. Could you just like make it so he doesn't die?"
We could try.
And
then she's like, "Do you have any spell slots?"
I used them all. But he still had like technically the stuff like, was it the divine?
Yes, but he didn't think about that.
No, but I assume as a DM you're like, okay, that slot's still open.
Technically, yes, and that is what I used as the basis.
Yeah. Otherwise, she was gonna be like, "You're out of luck, bro."
I can't do anything. You literally don't have power. But through that and him passing out.
Yeah,
He succeeded.
He succeeded. Helped the cleric. They all channeled energy. Closed up all of Galdine's wounds. He's still missing an arm and an eye, but they're not.
Great.
They're not all infected and bleeding.
No more 2-armed weapons for him.
Nope.
Not yet. To Seldrin.
Is his left arm or his right arm?
It was his, from where he was sitting, it would be his right.
Is he technically ambidextrous?
Technically,
Or
no.
is his left hand...
His right hand's his dominant.
Okay.
So he lost his dominant arm.
He's just going to become like a mixture of Odin and Tyr.
He's literally... I mean, who knows what he's going to do?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and this is just...
I mean, he might just lose a leg next. Who knows?
Well, this is like delving into, the culture of it. There's the Norse god Tyr, who is one-handed.
Yeah.
A Norse god Tyre!
Yeah.
Good old Norse.
And, Odin's
Somebody's
missing an
always
eye.
missing limbs. It's
Odin's
fine.
missing an eye.
It was
Tyr's
all for
missing an
battle.
arm.
Well, you'll find out eventually what happens to Galdine.
Good. I
He
look
goes to
forward
Selbin to
it.
get a new arm.
So then, after Leon passes out, Devin's like, "All right," picks him up.
Come here, little guy.
And then you guys start making your way to the tavern.
To get alcohol for you.
And he's just like, oh, this isn't... Devin's just like, here's some money.
I
This
guess.
is mine. And we're leaving. He couldn't steal it.
Right.
He's a cop.
Right. He couldn't steal it.
So he paid for it. And left.
Kind of.
I mean...
So you walk in a convenience store and there's no worker for some reason.
Honor system, just
Yeah.
money down, leave.
Yeah. And then after that, you
Dropped Galdine off at Wesley's Winter Emporium because it's like the only safe bed that we could leave him in.
And he was sitting there.
And Wesley was sitting there smoking a very interesting
Pipe.
with some very interesting
Taffy.
taffy inside of it. To which, when he blew it in Leon's face, it woke him up. At one point, he offered some to Leon, and Leon was like, "Sure," and then started sticking his hand out. To which the hand was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "I guess not. Never mind."
Mom says no.
And then
Mom says I can't come over.
And then, even though Devin, the Boy Scout, paid that 5 gold for that casket of whiskey, he sure didn't hesitate too much on trying some of that
It was a real
taffy.
stressful day.
It was a stressful day, right?
I mean, he was like, you can't offer this to a cop. And he's like, but it came to him. He was like, this is outside my jurisdiction. It's outside my jurisdiction.
So
Right.
it's just like, Odin, give me strength.
So Wesley did agree, however, to
Let Galdine sleep.
Goldine sleep there.
You know, he's just going to add it to the tab.
Right,
of things
this
he's
tab,
done for you.
At some point, we're going to have to pay.
Oh my god, you guys are going to be like, he's going to be like, I need the eye of a still alive dragon. You can't kill the dragon, give me the eye. I need the dragon to be alive when you take the eye.
So that's when we hire underlings. No, I'm just kidding.
Hire a bunch of people
It's
to do it for you.
the Rainmakers instead of the Stormbreakers.
Right, the Rainmakers.
So he makes it back.
Right.
Everyone makes it back. There's a little bit of communicating. Leon was like, you guys okay? Yeah, Leon's passed out. Galdine's dying. It's no big
That's
deal.
fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
Yeah,
The
totally
usual.
the norm.
You guys eventually make your way back.
Yeah.
A few things happened. It was a little bit of time. It took you some time to get there, go around, go through town, come back.
Yeah.
So it was closer to the 3. You got about. It was took 2.5 hours since you left. You got about 30 minutes to kill. Devin was like, "Here's the whiskey. You want to drink
Go
it?"
drink.
And Cal was like,
Sure.
"Yeah."
Actually, you had that backwards, because Jeroen came around
That's right.
saying things to Cal. Cal ignored him and then was like, "Hey, Devin, you want to go try this
That's
whiskey?" Because she wasn't expecting, the fine whiskey. She didn't care. But
And
she
he was like, I got you the good stuff.
"Okay, cool."
Which he probably
let's
desperately
drink
underpaid
it.
for.
Right? 5 gold? Jesus. Rip off.
For a cask of high-grade whiskey.
At one point while they were coming back, Cal did write in the journal to his
And
Azel.
talk to his
Had, a
Azel.
little mini conversation where she learned that I guess at some point there's some sort of competition that I guess is going to probably involve her soul, because she doesn't really believe a damn word Azazel said, but...
Well, that's not very nice.
That's a
well,
scapegoat thing if I've ever
I'm
That's
just
not
saying.
very nice.
I can meta that now.
That
We're out
is
of
your
game.
patron.
that is your magic daddy.
Ooh, I hate
It's not
that.
my sugar daddy. It's
Ooh, I
my
hate
magic
that.
daddy.
He also-
Magic daddy.
He also explained that he was like, yeah, I kind of knew that was going to happen, but I was busy.
Yeah, gee, thanks for the heads up.
That's true.
But at the same time, he had been helping Dalmine sort of escape from Titavillis, so Cal was kind of like, yeah, that was kind of important too. So
Thanks for helping, Mom.
yeah, more or less.
You also made nicknames.
Yeah,
Scissors and
Red Hot.
You're his red hot
Which,
now.
like, I kind of dig. Cal's like, it's better than Cali Wally.
Cali Wally.
So,
It's supposed to be a term of endearment that's supposed to be like, God, why are you calling me that?
I mean, like I said, it's better than Cali Wally.
Zazers and red
that's what
hot.
anything is.
So, yeah, Devin and Cal wound up drinking a little. We had a couple shots, and then everybody else finished getting packed.
Francesca hammered out the plan that her and Jeroen were going with you through the White Talon base.
Right.
Down, hopefully, if you guys can, with time, because you guys have a weekend. It's going to take you a week and a half,
Right.
and you'll have a week and a half to get to Yengu and take care of him.
Right.
And then the other groups will go their way. One will go like through the mountain range. One is going to try and go up. So it's going to be like a 3-pronged attack.
Mm-hmm.
And you just had to wait until the postman arrived. You also learned that Helios and Francesca, Francesca with Helios as well was like, I have to do everything I can to keep you guys alive. You are the linchpin to this. If we lose you, we are screwed.
Awesome.
So
Good
yeah,
job.
Helios is kind of like they worked with Rhaegarn for a bit. We good.
Nice.
Technically Rhaegarn worshipped a similar
A different
sun god, but the sun gods are all like,
Right.
Like, we the sun's god.
I'm actually curious, since our last session we had been in a drinking competition with Rhaegarn, what happened with him during this little explodey episode.
well, that was the morning after, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so.
They left town.
Well, we kind of won. Let's go, guys.
Yeah, they half won.
Yeah,
Moved on.
they just moved on. They just wanted the stops they come back to.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be hard to do now.
Yeah.
They left town. Bilal, on the other
The
hand,
town's gone.
Bilal.
I had him. He was defending. Just he was at a different inn, and he just defended the inn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Just a wolf running back and forth.
Pretty much. He was going around the building, making sure no one came in.
Yeah.
It was moonbeaming. Just had a moonbeam. Pretty much. I had he had moonbeam up, so whenever they entered, they would explode outside.
They would explode outside.
That's
yeah,
a good
it's
option.
fair. Yeah.
So and they had people like out like on the windows trying to shoot things.
Yeah.
So he kind of had it protected. Man, if only you guys had that.
Right.
Moonbeam!
Right.
I mean, I needed one more to get call lightning, which would have been similar to some regard.
So then you waited for the postman, and they arrived.
Yes.
And your good buddy, the postman,
The
still don't know his
postman.
actual name.
He's
Sure,
always
it's
been referred to as
The
the
postman.
postman.
Tim, Greg, Steve, whatever. Doesn't
Billy.
matter.
His name's Billy.
Billy.
I've been to the postman.
Billy the post.
He approved. Billy the postman. He approached, and you kind of wanted to talk to you guys
Yeah.
and hash out a plan.
Right.
Since he's doing you guys a huge favor by being there.
Yep.
Yes, despite the fact that it kind of needs to happen, or
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows. But he's doing you a favor
Yeah. And we appreciate it.
by him being there.
Right.
He doesn't have to be there.
feels like Game of Thrones, where everyone's just like, I guess we have a common enemy.
I guess we're going to work together now. And his agreement was either eliminate the White Talon or absorb them into the postman.
Yeah.
Did you guys expect that?
Doesn't really surprise me, considering that Cal was gonna try to at least get the White Talon on the side. So
Yeah.
it might actually make it a little bit easier if they can use the postman as sort of like a way to get the White Talon to be a little more cooperative.
Right.
I mean, outside of the fact of being like big demon right there, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the difference between convincing the White Talon, like, hey, either A, you guys can run, or B, you can fight them. And it's going to be convincing them, like, hey, maybe fighting them would work better in your favor.
yeah. So I'm sure we'll have to spend a little bit of time discussing exactly how we're gonna handle that approach and.
Yep.
So yeah. So the postmen were like, yeah, sure, we can either convince them or kill them and set up a nice little encampment right in that civilization.
Which fine by me.
Works for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you guys got into your modified, built by Francesca chariot.
Mm.
Well, cart. An extra long, large cart covered for you guys to
Nice.
relax in.
Because I'm extra long.
She's doing everything she can as a paladin to be like, you guys have never you've never done anything wrong to her, so she has no reason to be mean or any sort of spiteful.
Not
like
yet.
Darun. Not yet. Who knows?
It's,
Hey, Francesca.
the relationship is still young.
Your cooking sucks.
Well, now I have to. Well, now you have to die.
And that's where you guys ended. Was you guys falling asleep?
Yeah. So
Waking up to die.
I'm sure that the next session will probably be a bit of travel, and hopefully we'll only get attacked once or twice. And,
Thoughts, comments, concerns? Anything you want to ask? Nope. I mean, was there a moment during this session where you guys were like, oh, this isn't going to go well?
Airships.
I mean, not really. Outside of when I was trying to get the detect thoughts thing to happen, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, you guys were... I mean, it was still a tense situation, but not as bad as previous sessions like the Rock.
Yeah.
Ah, giant bird!
Big bird.
Yeah.
So
that's everything. You guys have a nice, hopefully peaceful journey ahead of you to...
He says hopeful like it's not his choice.
Like we don't already know that you don't have something horrible
It's not my
planned
choice.
for us.
I have things... I have the potential. I have...
That's one way to live.
So what I'm hearing is he's got like 6 options.
He's
gonna
got, like,
roll
good-
a d6, and 5 of those 6 options are just garbage, and there's one good option.
That's buy fish, forfeit.
Jesus.
It's buy fish, forfeit.
It's gonna be the freaking end game thing where there's like 10,000 possibilities, only one way of it going well.
Who knows? We'll find out.
I wouldn't.
Next session.
We'll find out tomorrow night on roll call, which unfortunately there will be only 3 of us, I believe.
Yeah.
But that's okay because I'll just play 2 of them.
Yeah.
That's fine. It'll work out. It'll be great.
If combat happens, you're fine. If not, I got Lyran.
Nice. All right, so we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.